for life.
Good morning. It is Friday, January 30th, 2026. The Anti-Hero broadcast is the news entertainment broadcast for veterans, first responders, and all blue-collar Americans. This show is brought to you by GhostBed. Go to ghostbed.com/antihero. Save 10% on their already ridiculously low prices. Everything from pillowcases, mattress toppers, cooling patented technology sheets, and of course, their award-winning mattresses. You need to replace something in the bedroom other than your wife. Go to GhostBed. Save 10% when you use promo code antihero or go to ghostbed.com/antihero. And of course, Elevated Silence. Go to elevatedsilence.com. Use promo code antihero15. Save 15% off your cans. Utilize your right to have a suppressor on your weapon. Everything from 22s to 50 cals. Jim will hook you up. The process is super easy. It's super simple. He'll walk you through it. Go to elevatedsilence.com. Use promo code antihero15. Save 15%. What's up, Jimmy?
Oh, not much. I guess Mike's getting turned into a cyborg, right?
Yeah, he's getting a bionic knee put in.
Yeah, it's always good. It's been it was a interesting night last night. It's gonna be a good day today.
Yeah, I am so stoked because I hate having content for somebody, but I do not like Don Lemon.
Yeah, I don't like that guy either. I mean, shit, dude. I mean, just on reflections, I was looking at the comments this morning on the live, and everybody was dancing on the grave like, fuck you guys are finally dying, this is a win for Rob, blah 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 blah. It's like, yeah, you guys have no idea what's actually being said here, do you?
Also, quick word from our newest sponsor,
Mm-hmm.
American Financing. These guys are great people. They're wanting to work with us again. They specialize in veterans and saving people money. So let's be honest, the math just isn't adding up lately between the grocery store and the skyrocketing insurance premiums. Even with a steady job, more families are being forced to rely on high interest credit cards to cover expenses. Truth, been there. If you're a homeowner caught in that cycle, carrying balances with interest rates in the 20s or even 30s, it's time to get some relief. Right now, mortgage rates are at a 3-year low. My friends at American Financing are helping homeowners pay off that high interest debt at rates in the low 5s. They're salary-based mortgage consultants. They are not, what's that word I'm always looking for, Jimmy? They don't get commission. They're not commission-based.
Yeah, commission.
They're salary-based, meaning they get paid the same whether they help you or not. They don't just push loans. They build exit strategies from debt. On average, they're saving their customers $800 a month. That's a Challenger Hellcat right there.
Yeah.
You want one, go with American Financing, then you can get yourself one. Plus, if you start today, you may even delay the next 2 mortgage payments. There are no upfront fees or obligations. To find out how much you could save, America's home for home loans is American Financing. Call 866-890-8585 for more details, or go to americanfinancing.net/antihero to learn more. Let's get into Don Lemon.
Yeah.
So what happened? His antics, I forget the date, but let's recap what he did.
All right, let's go back here in the notes, right? And
while you're doing that, I'm going to try to actually find the video of old Don. But he got arrested.
He did get arrested. And let me pull it up here. So he was arrested. So there was an incident where basically some ICE protesters thought that a pastor of a local church was working for or with ICE. It's kind of unclear what exactly they thought, but they went to the church on Sunday during worship to protest this pastor. In the process of doing that, they came into the sanctuary during a sermon. They protested. Don Lemon was there. He says he was just there to report the news. He does not work for any agency. It was pretty clear he was agitating, at least from the video. And at first there was nothing going to happen. They tried, but they did impanel a grand jury, and I don't know how that works, but basically he violated what's called the FACE Act, which is the Freedom of Access to Clinical Entrances.
All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play what he did on right now.
Disgraced ex-CNN anchor Don Lemon was arrested early Friday over the anti-ICE protests that stormed a Minneapolis church during Sunday service, according to his attorney and Attorney General Pamela Bondi. Don Lemon was taken into custody by federal agents in Los Angeles, where he was covering the Grammy Awards, Lemon's attorney Abby Lowell said in a statement shared with multiple reporters. He was one of 4 people arrested by federal agents early Friday in connection with the coordinated attack on City's Church in St. Paul, Minnesota, Bondi later confirmed in a statement. Lemon, who had been documenting the increasingly violent protests following the shooting of Renee Nicole Good, live-streamed himself alongside demonstrators with the Racial Justice Network storming into the city's church in St. Paul, Minnesota, as they called out resident pastor David Eastwood, whom they accused of moonlighting as the acting field office director for ICE in the North Star State. Some service disruptors chanted slogans heard at the dozens of other protests that have wreaked havoc around Minneapolis, while others specifically slandered Eastwood for supposedly misrepresenting the ideals of his faith through his support for ICE. Lemon spoke with the congregation's lead pastor, Jonathan Parnell, who said the bombardment was shameful.
I mean, this is unacceptable. It's shameful. It's shameful to interrupt a public gathering of Christians in worship.
The Department of Justice announced a probe into the demonstration.
All right, so we'll get into all that, but just wanted to kind of recap what he did during that. And I did not know anything about him being accused of moonlighting. I don't know how you moonlight with ICE.
I don't think you can.
Like
and in a church that big, clearly that you're not doing 2 jobs. I mean, maybe a church that's 5 members and it meets.
Yeah, you would be moonlighting as a pastor,
right? You'd be moonlighting as a pastor, and yeah, I mean, like, so it doesn't make any sense. The issue here, though, is that he probably violated the FACE Act, which, as I said, is of access to clinical entrances. So this was a law that was to sort of that was going on in front of abortion clinics and things like that. But it has its first, and it all includes specifically worship and things like that. So you cannot go in and interrupt or basically trap people in places.
Hold on, Jimmy. I'm not. Yeah. You're coming in a little unclear. How's your internet?
My internet's solid.
Okay. I want to make sure it's not me. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, I mean, like,
you're just kind of it's not so much that you're blurry, it's that you're cutting in and out for the information that you're.
I have no idea why.
Go ahead and X out of StreamYard and pop back in.
Okay.
And we'll continue watching this.
Demonstration at the church for potential violations of civil rights laws, specifically for interfering with Christian worshipers, according to a post on X. Harmeet Dillon, the Justice Department's Assistant Attorney General for Civil Rights, chided Lemon on social media. A house of worship is not a public forum for your protests. It is a space protected from exactly such acts by federal, criminal, and civil laws. Nor does the First Amendment protect your pseudo-journalism of disrupting a prayer service. You are on notice, she wrote. In a follow-up post, she noted that the FBI had been activated and accused the protesters of desecrating a house of worship. Lemon had dismissed calls for him to be prosecuted for joining in with the group and defended his actions as protected under the First Amendment. The MAGA administration and the fake news MAGAs are losing their mind over something that's not even true, Lemon said, claiming he had no affiliations with the organization, defending his actions as, quote, an act of journalism.
Introducing Augment Code Review.
Waiting on Jimmy. However, so essentially Don Lemon was actually taken into custody, which I never thought would happen, to be honest with you. Everybody thought that he was going to skate by like the left always does. And it turns out they actually investigated him federally. So let me call Jimmy. I don't know what the fuck he's doing to X out of StreamYard and then get back in. Should not take this long.
Hey, man.
Hey, where you at?
I'm trying to come back in. It won't let me.
What do you mean it won't let you?
I mean, it keeps saying something is going wrong with StreamYard.
Interesting. That's weird. I've never had that happen before.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Oh, there you are.
in. Okay.
All right. You sure it's not your internet?
I mean, my internet was fine. I was streaming. I could stream video. I could see what was going on, but like, I don't know what the fuck that was. So that was
All right,
wild.
you're good now.
All right. So, where did we lose everybody?
You just go ahead and start over because you were kind of cutting in and out.
Okay. So basically they paneled a grand jury and he's being indicted. It's a federal charge for violating the FACE Act, which is the Freedom of Access to Clinical Entrances. Okay. This also provides rights to exercise religion without intimidation or obstruction. Right. So it's a federal charge. It's something, it's kind of obvious. Like this was something that was made in the heyday of people at abortion clinics and things like that. But it also covers the freedom to worship. You can't trap people in their place of worship. You can't intimidate people in their places of worship. And you can't try to limit access to their places of worship, which he clearly did.
Yeah.
So, at least in my opinion, I'm not a lawyer. I mean, the lawyers are going to.
I didn't know that law existed. I had no idea that was a thing.
Seems like a really good idea to have, right? Like, hey, you can't.
Well, they're probably prepping for people to do stuff like this. You know,
yeah.
I'm sure it's not the first time this has ever happened, but when you're pure evil, what's an easy target if you're immortal? Obviously, the most evil one himself is not allowed into churches, but mortals acting on behalf of him can walk into churches.
Yeah. Well, first of all, let's be clear. Nobody would do this in a synagogue. Nobody would have done this in a mosque.
Nope.
Only going to happen to Christians. Those are the only people that he would do this to.
Yeah.
And I mean that's you can say that that's not true, but you know, my opinion, like that Christians are the only ones that are going to get, you know, end up in situations like this. So,
well, I mean, because they're the most Christianity requires you to be what's the word I'm looking for? Understanding.
Empathetic,
forgiving. You know, you're supposed to pray for Don Lemon, not hate him.
Yeah, so. I as far as I'm concerned, he's the enemy, or he's an agent thereof. And his immortal soul and all that stuff belongs to the Heavenly Father. But if you know, he's a bad guy, he has bad intentions. It's pretty clear he's got bad intentions. You know, so
give us the rundown of the information we have on him being taken into custody.
Okay, so let's see here. I have to go down in my notes here. So right now he's being held for statutory damages. I don't know what that is, but
statutory damage.
Oh no, I'm sorry. That's the other side of this. Okay, so some people, he's also being held civilly liable for this as well. So
really,
yeah. So the
church doing?
Yeah, or at least members of the church are.
Okay.
I mean, and let's be clear here. First of all, if you're in a church and you hear the doors bang open and a bunch of people come in, are you thinking ICE protest or are you thinking somebody's here to kill us?
Terrorist. Yeah, terrorist for sure.
Just that's what we've seen like a million times. So I would absolutely be certain that some of those people were very much in fear for their lives. So let's see here. So here's what we know about it. There was a previous rejection last week for Mr. Lemon by a federal magistrate judge, and
what's the previous rejection mean?
So they tried to impanel a grand jury and have him indicted. It was rejected by a judge,
Okay.
a magistrate judge, and an appeals court both refused to sign off on an arrest warrant, citing a lack of probable cause to prove he was anything more than a journalist covering the event. A grand jury was impaneled again, and it appears a grand jury, which happened yesterday, allowed federal authorities to move forward with his arrest despite previous judicial rejections. Lemon's attorney, Abe Lowell, said that the arrest was an unprecedented attack on the First Amendment. First of all, I don't know how you can exercise your First Amendment right by interfering with someone else's First Amendment right. Like,
Our church is not private property.
they are absolutely private property.
They are private property. You
Which
cannot
is why you
exercise your First Amendment right inside private property. You don't have that right.
No, you do not. You cannot go inside, and I think the argument can be made here that they absolutely did, interfere with these people's First Amendment rights to freedom of speech and freedom of worship. So that's going to be very, very, very interesting. He's still in federal custody as of this morning.
Really?
So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And so and he was picked up where?
Let me see.
I think it said he was picked up on an award show.
Oh my goodness. Hang on one second. I'm having an internet issue. Hang on.
Of course you are. It's okay. I forgive you. What we're going to do is we're going to play a little tidbit on Don Lemon in case you did not know about Don Lemon and his issues as far as when he was an anchor on CNN.
It seemed like any other day for CNN's Don Lemon.
Did you have a good vacation?
The veteran anchor cheerfully delivering the news. Then came this shocking tweet when he stepped off the set. I was informed this morning by my agent that I have been terminated by CNN. I am stunned. Lemon went on to blast CNN's management. After 17 years at CNN, I would have thought that someone in management would have had the decency to tell me directly. At no time was I ever given any indication that I would not be able to continue to do the work I have loved at the network. CNN's John King delivered the breaking developments.
I want to share with you some important news right here at our own network. Oliver, what do you know?
Some shocking news again, John, in the world of cable news. Don Lemon and CNN have parted ways. This is according to a memo that was sent out to CNN employees.
After Lemon tweeted about being stunned over his termination, the network fired back. Don Lemon's statement about this morning's events is inaccurate. He was offered an opportunity to meet with management, but instead released a statement on Twitter.
We knew from our reporting that there was a big blow up between Don Lemon and Caitlin Collins behind the scenes, where Don Lemon accused Caitlin Collins of interrupting him. That's death for cable news audiences, particularly in the morning, when you have tension between hosts. It just doesn't work.
CNN's arch rivals at Fox News gloated.
What took so long?
Lemon has been under scrutiny since February, since making a crack about presidential hopeful Nikki Haley's age.
This whole talk about age makes me uncomfortable. I think it's the wrong road to go down. She says people, politicians or something are not in their prime. Nikki Haley isn't in her prime.
Just 30 minutes after the news broke, Haley tweeted, "A great day for women everywhere," along with this cheeky image of a can of lemonade with the slogan, "Past my prime."
There's been general reports over the last couple months, in addition to the Nikki Haley, that indicate that he does have a history in the newsroom of being misogynistic, of being a bit of a bully, of being a diva.
This morning, Lemon joked that going on vacation was unfamiliar to him.
Vacation.
Did they just call him a diva?
Yeah, pretty much just a diva.
Right.
So he was arrested on the 29th. So today is the 30th. So he was arrested yesterday in Los Angeles. So, yeah. First of all, again, if I was working for, let's say I was working for Anti-Hero, I couldn't go and moonlight and do some other crazy stuff as a independent journalist without repercussions at Anti-Hero. So him getting fired from CNN makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah. They didn't want to fire him originally.
No.
They obviously went the entertainment business. They were playing, they were entertaining the idea that he was controversial, but he was gaining popularity. But he did cross that line where he became too controversial, and they want their hosts to be more robotic, less about the host, more about the show. And Don kind of became, I believe, a little bit more than the show himself. Like he himself became more than the show, and obviously CNN is just not going to have that.
Well, it's couldn't have happened to a bigger scumbag. Couldn't have happened to a better scumbag. I mean, fuck that guy. I mean, Don Lemon is the epitome of everything that's wrong with quote unquote journalists today. He has moved from reporting on the story to becoming the story himself, which you can't do. So the reason why the legacy media is dying, the reason why shows like us and a lot of others are rising in popularity is because of these kinds of people right here, who have an elevated opinion of themselves. They have an elevated ego, and they really think that, they're over there just being connoisseurs of the smells of their own farts about how awesome they are. And, they can't understand why normal people think that they're fucking out of touch and like, well, I'm way smarter than you. You should totally listen to me. I'm Don Lemon. It's like, dude, nobody fucking cares. Nobody cares about you. So go ahead.
I'm just going to play another. This is more of the DOJ talking about
New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, nights, weekends, and holidays to complete this production. These highly trained reviewers spend their careers putting bad guys in jail and effectuating the mission of the department. And to a person, they work tirelessly to protect victims and comply with the act since its passage. So thank you to all of them. Today, we are producing more than 3 million pages, including more than 2,000 videos and 180,000 images. In total, that means that the department produced approximately 3.5 million pages in compliance with the act. Just a quick note about the videos and images. The 2,000 videos and 180,000 images are not all videos and images taken by Mr. Epstein or someone around him. They include large quantities of commercial pornography.
I don't know what that is. It says,
I have no idea. I don't know where that is going. That was way off the rails, brother.
It says DOJ reveals charges against CNN host Don Lemon in Minnesota church, but I don't know if this is a whole briefing on what they've done in the last year or what. But
I mean, I don't know. It's really hard to say. I mean,
there's clearly not much out about Don Lemon getting arrested.
No, there's not.
Okay. So what now? It's just kind of speculating and shit talking, which we do best, of course.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're really good at it. I'm searching up as much as I can right now.
Let's do it.
So what else do we got here?
We have breaking news for you. Former CNN anchor Don Lemon was arrested late last night on federal charges tied to a protest earlier this month at a church in St. Paul, Minnesota. Lemon says he was reporting as a journalist when demonstrators interrupted a service to protest immigration enforcement. A magistrate judge previously rejected the case against him, but prosecutors later sought and obtained his arrest. Lemon was taken into custody in Los Angeles and is scheduled to appear in federal court this morning. His lawyer, Abby Lowell, calls the prosecution an unprecedented attack on the First Amendment. We have Lisa Rubin here, Molly John Fax joining us. Jonathan Lemire, can we go through a little more?
I mean, I used to have faith in lawyers that they knew what the fuck they were talking about. But, dude, you cannot have a First Amendment rights inside a church. That's not how it works. And, I mean, look at that. Rob's dumbass lawyer. Like, I now believe lawyers just say whatever the hell they want because they think people are stupid.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even understand how you can go, it's an attack on First Amendment rights when we're arresting somebody who is violating other people's First Amendment rights and private property. How, I mean, like, there's a reason why
law against it.
Yeah, so like I mean, did you ever do like a detail where you were protecting churches, like as an off-duty detail?
Yeah, I've done that a couple times. Yeah.
Right. And the reason why, I mean, let's go through that, right? If you were there, I mean, like, you're there to protect the church from people trying to hurt or kill somebody, but also, trying to
That you're
stop
exactly
the
right.
freedom of-
If that had happened, they would immediately go to the law enforcement officer and go, "We want him out." Yeah,
Yep.
this is private property. It is a fucking church. It is not a DMV. It is not an auditor fucking friendly place to go. It's not a
Nope.
reporter friendly first place to go. Like, you can't just to hear that a lawyer told a judge that this is just simply exercising your First Amendment right. That's like him coming into your house, Jimmy. It's like me coming into your house and screaming at you, and you're like, dude, get this guy out of here. And like, well, Tyler's just exercising his First Amendment rights, Jimmy.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, if he had done that and you were the Leo that was there, you would have been like, hey, sir, you need to leave. If you don't leave, you're going to be trespassed. I mean, and then after that, it's like,
you're going to jail.
Yeah. You don't leave, you're going to jail.
The trespass part is me telling you, you have to leave.
Yeah. And so there's no way that this is not a First Amendment issue. The fact that they're trying to paint it as one is fucking patently ridiculous. It's like saying, hey, I mean, let's put it a different way. If people that were auditors broke into the chief of police's house, right? And we're like, hey, we're looking for information about the law enforcement here. It'd be like, yeah, dude, you broke into somebody's house now. Like, that's a crime. So it's this whole thing is fucking ridiculous.
More what happened in St. Paul in the church, so then Lisa can break down these charges and how it all matches up.
Yeah, we'll lean on her legal expertise in just a moment. But Don Lemon is now an independent journalist, no longer at CNN. He was in Minnesota covering the protests following the 2 shooting deaths there of Renee Good and Alex Pretty. This one on January 18th in St. Paul, so just over the river from Minneapolis, protesters went inside a church. They were disruptive to this service. We'll get to Lisa in a moment as to why that would be a charge here. But and Don Lemon, to remind viewers, is someone who Donald Trump has criticized repeatedly in the past. Lemon has been pretty tough on Trump. He has called him names. He frequently calls him a liar. Lemon is someone that Trump has gone after on Truth Social and the like for many years. He's always been an object of some ridicule in the MAGA movement. But what is so important here is this is what matters. Is that Lemon says, and we will see if it is the truth, but Lemon says he was acting as a journalist. He was not participating in the protest. He was covering the protest.
That was my question.
And if that is the case, that is indeed a chilling moment here for a journalist in the United States of America doing his job as a journalist and being charged for it. That is not.
Did he conduct interviews inside I mean, I know the protest was happening, and so he followed the protest in to cover the story. At any point, did he take part in?
Yeah, we'll see if we have footage here, but he did. He interviewed some of the protesters. He interviewed some of the parishioners. He interviewed, I think he tried to talk to the minister at one point,
right.
Which was perhaps disruptive in that moment. But again, he's acting as
a journalist.
And Lisa, let's talk about what charge is being levied here and your opinion as to why this is so important.
Let's talk about what we don't know. We know that Don Lemon is still in federal custody right now as we speak. But my understanding is no charges have been filed and unsealed. Don Lemon and his legal team don't even know when he'll make his initial appearance at a Los Angeles federal court this morning. That having been said, Jonathan, based on the criminal complaint and affidavit that were filed when authorities tried to get initial charges against Don Lemon to stick, I can tell you that it appears that the federal government is pursuing charges under what's called the FACE Act. And the FACE Act is something that folks who follow the reproductive justice movement are very familiar with because it most commonly has been used to prosecute people who block access to reproductive health clinics, who sit there and physically block it. But the FACE Act also prohibits interfering by force with the right to religious worship. And this is an administration who has said they won't use the FACE Act to prosecute crimes of the first type And they are going to start to use the FACE Act to prosecute crimes of the second. When you look at the affidavit that was filed in that criminal complaint, originally against 8 people, only 3 of them were eventually charged. There is lots of recitation about what Don Lemon allegedly did during that church protest, talking about him both interviewing people outside and sort of talking with the organizers of that protest, sort of embedding with them as they prepared to go in, and then live streaming the protest. And as you noted, even the affidavit quotes him as saying, "I'm just here to chronicle and report on what's happening." He also underscores at one point, I'm going to read to you from the complaint, "I'm looking at a young man who's in the corner. He's frightened, he's scared, he's crying. People are leaving church. An unknown male parishioner was observed yelling to the agitators, telling them to get out." And then he says, "I don't think they know what to do. I'm sure they probably called the local authorities right now." If I'm guessing.
So is he saying essentially that he witnessed a little boy crying in the corner and tried to blame it on the people telling the agitators to get out?
Yes, that's what it sounded like. to me.
Not all the agitators that you brought in through the door that were screaming at people going to church, but Don Lemon just happened to look over and see this little boy crying.
Well,
it's on the church people telling the agitators to get out.
Yeah, I mean it's sort of the same equivalent as some of the other things that we've heard about people bringing in children to make themselves more sympathetic when they get fucking busted up.
Yeah.
So I don't give a fuck what Don Lemon says. I don't trust that guy as far as I could throw him. And the bottom line to me is if you walked into private property and you knew, I mean, think about this. Like, so you're an investigator, right? And you come to me and go, "Jimmy, did you have foreknowledge that this was going to take place, that they were going to enter this church and do this protest?" "Yes, I did." "Did you talk to them about how you were going to record it?" "I absolutely did. Yes." "Did you tell them anything that you may be looking for specifically, or did you interview them once they were inside in commission of this crime?" "Yes, I absolutely did." Does that make me an accessory? Sounds like it makes me an accessory, dude.
Yeah. To sit there and say that Don Lemon didn't have anything to fucking do with all that. I mean, the guy is a professional agitator. He just did it on TV for a while and agitated so much so that the TV program had to get rid of him.
Exactly.
So he became more of an activist rather than a reporter or an anchor, I guess you would call it.
Yeah. To say that he did not attempt to agitate this is patently ridiculous. That's like saying that he somehow his heart grew 3 times after he got fired from fucking CNN. Okay. He's, he fucking agitated this, man. I mean, I think that the proof is definitely there. And all we got to do is go find it. And are we playing something else?
No, go ahead.
Oh yeah. If we are going to stop this kind of agitation in the future, then certain people that are advocating for this stuff. And remember, I talked to you about what Tim Walz is saying about all of this stuff that's going on.
We'll get
it.
it all.
Want a civil war? This is how you get one. This is how you get a civil war. Because everybody in that church now, they might have been sympathetic to what was going on with ICE. I guarantee you, they're not now.
Yeah.
They're not. They are completely on the side of law and order.
Trample on you so long before you get a bias, you get a prejudice towards them. I mean, it's not a race thing, it's not a gender thing, it's really not a political thing. You hold a prejudice against somebody, it's because of your experience with them.
Yep. Yeah, and that's. I mean, well, I'm kind of sad, but I'm kind of happy that it's happening to this fucking faggot.
The authorities, the federal authorities, are relying on some of Don Lemon's own language to suggest that the protesters themselves were putting the people in the church in fear of their safety, which is how they are criminalizing this protest. But how that means Don Lemon himself is criminally liable is something that I think I you and others are going to be struggling to understand in the coming days. Again, we have not seen the federal charges. They have not been unsealed in Minnesota, nor has any indication of his arrest been unsealed in Los Angeles. We await those right now, along with his legal team, Abby Lowell, of course, saying this is a violent infringement of Don Lemon's First Amendment rights.
And I think I remember watching some of the coverage of Don Lemon covering what was happening inside the church. And I think that he was talking about the children who were crying in the church, that there was a lot going on at the same time, and said, that's what happens in a protest or something.
He said, I'm going to read from that, Mika, you're right.
Get me to that.
Yes. This is the beginning of what's going to happen here. Again, this is from Don Lemon's live stream the day of the protest inside the church. When you violate people's due process, when you pull people off the street and start dragging them and hurting them and not abiding by the Constitution, when you start doing all of that, people get upset and angry. And then the affidavit continues, name redacted, which people understand to be Don Lemon, goes on to suggest that according to the Constitution, again, this is the Department of Justice's words, there are no limitations to protesters on where and when they can exercise their constitutional rights.
Yes, there absolutely
that's the whole
are.
point of it is to disrupt, and that's what they're doing, and that's.
Yes, there absolutely is.
Did she just say what I think she said?
Yes, she did. She said there is no limit to where people can exercise their right to protest.
Is this MSNBC or CNN?
I think it's MSNBC.
There is no limitations to people exercising their First Amendment rights. That is insane. What I want to do is I want somebody to go into this woman's living room and start exercising their First Amendment rights and see how she feels about that fucking statement. I mean, that is the most asinine thing I've ever fucking heard in my life.
If what he said was true, and Don Lemon said, like, this is what's going to happen when, this is just the start of what is going to happen. Okay, well, you know what? I am so sick and tired of this. I'm going to go to Don Lemon's house and I'm going to burn a lowercase t in front of his yard. Just like
to leave.
Yeah, it's time to leave.
That's
you know
a
what
South
I mean?
Park reference, everybody.
South
by
Park
the way.
reference. Okay, right, dude. If I don't have the right to do that, that would be a crime. It would be a crime. You do not have the right to go into people's places of worship and intimidate them. You don't. I don't care if you're documenting it or not. And I don't believe you were.
I don't know if it's because if I was a cop or what, but the easiest thing to do is realize that it's not a fucking public domain. So therefore, you don't have the rights there. But I mean, maybe, like I said, maybe it's because I was a cop for almost 10 years. Like, I know that's common knowledge. It has to be a public domain. You cannot go into any type of place of worship or private business and do whatever the hell you want. They have every right to make you leave.
Yeah, I can't go do that in Publix. I can't make people feel bad in Publix. I can't make them feel bad at a Chinese restaurant. I definitely damn sure shouldn't do it in front of in a church. In the day and age we live in.
And I think the hardest part about this, Jimmy, is that there's no safe place anymore. There's no place, there's no morals, there's no boundaries, there's no nothing. It's like war, like war back in the day. You saw that Red Cross, you left it alone. They were medics, they were not combatants. We used to do things and operate certain ways. Churches should always be off limits, places of worship. And that's why the fucking bad guys over there, the fucking Taliban, that's why they use mosques, because they know that we don't attack places of worship. We're not supposed to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if Don Lemon was in charge of the military, we'd be dropping bombs on mosques all day long.
I guess so.
That's what I believe.
mean,
so Don Lemon now, they have no official charges at
Not
this
yet.
point.
No, and let's remember this also comes just a few weeks after the FBI.
How do they have no
searched
official
a
charges? That's
Washington
one
Post
thing I don't
reporter's home,
understand.
Yes.
on a
I don't
national
know. I don't know
security
how you can be arrested with no charges.
Yeah, that is weird. No official charges. I don't know if that's
I think they're wrong. It's not that there's no official charges. I mean, I guess the only way you could say that is if they haven't been to court yet and been arraigned.
Does MSNBC fucking what the fuck? They just say whatever they want. There's no official charges. We just arrested him for nothing. Maybe there's no no like paperwork handed to people. There's no statement made by the feds, but no official charges. We just kidnapped Don Lemon.
Yeah, we just did him like President Maduro. We fucking took him off the street, and that was the end of that. No, I'm sure what they actually mean is he has not been arraigned yet.
Yeah. Okay.
That's probably what they mean, but they say it in a way that they can
good.
get away with telling lies.
Yeah, that is a bold-faced lie. Let's continue this.
Computers.
Took devices, took computers, and the Post was assured that the reporter herself was not a target of the investigation. It was one of her sources. But that was seen as a real crackdown on the freedom of the press, Lisa. And again, I keep coming back to this.
Oh, there you go.
Okay,
that's it.
Well, yeah. I mean, at this point, I've said this for many years, pretty much since COVID. But if you are at a church and your fucking church security team, which most churches have these days, is not fucking prepping right now and getting, going like, hey, maybe the 60-year-old who, maybe was in the Navy for 4 years when he was 20, maybe that guy doesn't need to be in charge of the church security team anymore. Maybe you need to go, get some of the youngsters to fucking step up. And youngsters, I mean 20s and 30s and late 40s or early 40s to be in charge of the church security team. You guys need to start training. You need to train now, because it may be happening in Minnesota today, but it ain't that far away, people.
All right, let's
story about Don Lemon, but you actually have no idea just how far back his diva-like behavior goes.
Nikki Haley is in a
Diva.
prime. Sorry.
The men's team makes more money.
Hey.
If they make more money, then they should get more
Here's
money.
what-
You're
That's what I
sitting
think we should
here,
see.
whatever ethnicity you are, explaining to me
Whatever ethnicity I'm,
about
I'll
what
tell
it's like to be black. in
Whatever
America.
ethnicity I'm, I'll tell
Sorry.
you what.
On the inside, his behavior was being called into question.
Oh, Don Lemon over at CNN is doing it again, sparking more accusations of sexism. What is it with this guy?
As you may have heard yesterday, CNN parted ways with anchor Don Lemon.
Don Lemon's scandalous saga begins right now.
Nessa Media.
Don Lemon was born and raised in Louisiana. He was the son of a prominent attorney, except he didn't even know his father's identity until he was 5 years old.
Dad went out for a pack of smokes, never came back.
He started doing what's called the local market hop in broadcast. He made his way around different networks in smaller cities before landing in Chicago and then eventually making his way to New York.
Don Lemon's first big break was when he co-hosted a show with Kyra Phillips on CNN called Live from New York, Atlanta, wherever the hell they are.
There was a rumor or a report that he actually was really jealous of her when she got sent overseas to Iraq. When he found out she was there, he allegedly went over to her desk and started tearing up papers, making a scene, flipping out. And then further, she claimed she received anonymous text messages threatening her, claiming this isn't over, you've crossed a line. Now, CNN launched an investigation into it, and they did find that these messages came from Don Lemon's phone.
A CNN insider told the Post that Don claimed that he never sent those text messages and that he was never informed of an investigation. Right.
He was actually demoted, so to speak. He was moved off of that daily show onto the weekends, which anyone knows if you're in broadcast journalism is a severe demotion.
Don Lemon's behavior kept getting worse and worse, and he soon unleashed his weirdo fury on Soledad O'Brien. Leave her alone. In 2008, Soledad O'Brien lands a hosting job on CNN's docuseries Black in America, and supposedly that pissed off Don Lemon. On an editorial call, he said O'Brien wasn't black. For the record, she's African.
All right. That's good enough. So we kind of get the gist. Just wanted to cover Don Lemon again. Maybe if he spends the night in jail, we'll cover it. But I highly doubt this will be emergency broadcast material over the weekend. And maybe we'll touch up on anything new on Monday.
He should be getting arraigned today, right?
Getting his official charges.
Yeah, getting his official charges. You know, I mean, you're going to have to go to the judge. He'll probably get released to his own recognizance and, you know, whatever,
Yeah.
dude.
It's all a fucking dog and pony show, dude. I started the broadcast feeling great that Don Lemon was getting arrested, but I just now realize this is just a fucking and I don't mean this any other way, but this is like when Trump got arrested. You really think he's gonna go fucking get shackles on and go sit in a jail? No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Secret Service, they probably fucking took over that jail just to take that booking photo.
Can you imagine that? I mean, I mean, while we're on that subject, I mean, like, you're the cop that's going to take him to the jail, whether it's Don Lemon or Trump. I mean, Trump especially, like, and they're like, yeah, you can handcuff him, but there's like 3 guns to your head.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, when Trump was arrested, it was after his first presidency, correct?
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
He still had Secret Service protection.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
no, he's
like,
not going in there. He's not going in there. He's going to do,
what a nightmare that must have been.
That must have been a logistical fucking shit show. You had mentioned earlier, and I wanted to touch upon it. Tim Waltz referencing.
Yeah.
So please elaborate on that. Because that guy's also a fucking rocker too.
So remember that Tim Waltz is a former vice presidential candidate. He is the governor of Minnesota. He is a guy who was in the National Guard, who weaseled his way out of a deployment, but liked to talk about how he was the sergeant major.
Yes,
he was.
We covered that extensively last year. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, okay, let's just establish this guy's character, right? Pretty obvious he's got some ties to the Somali fucking daycare fraud. He is very happy to have the police not helping ICE do their job.
Yeah, I think he's one of the biggest what would you call that, puppeteers in this whole thing.
Oh yeah. So he has basically said that this stuff happening in the streets of Minnesota, I mean, he hasn't basically said this. He pretty much said exactly this, that this is the Fort Sumter moment for the United States all over again. And Fort Sumter, for those of you that don't know, was when the Confederates fired on the Union fort at Fort Sumter, starting the American Civil War. So in his mind, or at least maybe not in
he's
his mind,
calling Minneapolis Fort Sumter.
That's correct.
Did he say this in like a press conference? Like he publicly said this, right? Or
That's
was it like a
correct.
tweet?
Yes. He publicly said this. Tim Pool covered it.
At what point is like January 6th is an insurrection on paper? At what point is a governor saying that what's going on in his state that he's not fucking handling, that he's not doing anything about, reference it as a Civil War Fort Sumter? At what point do we not go, dude, you're out of office, like you're being removed from office? Like, you cannot.
I mean, there should be an impeachment. Like, this guy needs to go.
I wonder what kind of powers the president has if he sees that a governor is starting the precursor motions for an insurrection.
The only thing that the president has is the Insurrection Act. Okay. And let me pull up my notes here and explain it. So I gotta fucking scroll down here because I knew that this was coming up. So the Insurrection Act is it's an act that was brought into place in 1807. It allows the president of the United States to deploy the U.S. military, including the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine Corps, and Federalized National Guard, domestically to suppress rebellion, civil unrest, and enforce federal laws when they are being obstructed. Does that sound like what's happening right now?
Yeah, it's almost like they wrote it based off Minneapolis.
Yeah, well, they wrote it based off of some other stuff that happened at around the same time in the early 1800s. There was,
like the Civil
there was
War.
a lot of resistance to federal government, right? There were a lot of rabble rousers and people that were like, no, you're not going to come in here and tell me how to do things. I'm going to do it my way. Fuck you. Get out of here. Right. And back then, the federal government didn't have the law enforcement manpower that it does now. So, the president basically said, fine, I'll fucking send in the troops. And so that's what basically this suspends posse comitatus, right? There are some
Explain
exceptions.
to anybody that doesn't know what posse comitatus is.
Posse comitatus is the basically the Bill of Rights. The right to an attorney, the right to due process, the right to a speedy trial, like all of that gone.
I thought posse comitatus was troops on U.S. soil.
Yeah, that also, right? So when you establish martial law, you send in the troops, right? And you get rid of habeas corpus, all of that stuff is gone. Posse comitatus basically sends in the troops, and now it is a military governorship. Right?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what that means is that if they so desire, when the U.S. troops go in, they can tell you, Deputy Hoover, go home, put your fucking guns away, and don't come back to work. You're not a cop anymore until we tell you otherwise. You're done. It's over. You have no more law enforcement authority. They can absolutely say that.
I'm going to share this screen of old Timmy. God, I fucking hate producing, dude. Share screen. All right, here we go. At what point do we remove Tim Waltz from governor? And what is the capabilities of doing so? Like, what does the president have that he can do?
Well, he has the Insurrection Act. I mean, so Abraham Lincoln did this during the Civil War. He thought that there were people in different states that were going to secede from the Union. They were having a town hall meeting about secession. He arrested everybody. He went in with federal troops and arrested everybody.
Really?
No trial. Yeah. He was like, nope, you're done. Threw him in jail. It was over.
I don't think we would ever do that, man. To be honest with you, I really don't think we would ever.
Here's the thing. I mean, like, if the president did this, he would have to have reasonable. I mean, he'd have to be able to articulate it. I think he can. I think you can articulate this because it says right here, if the president believes unlawful obstructions or assemblages make it impossible to enforce federal law through the normal courts, if domestic violence or a conspiracy is so severe that it denies a specific group of people their constitutional rights and the state is unable or unwilling to protect them.
That makes sense. I mean, how many people in Minneapolis the problem is it's a fucking city. It's not the whole state. It sounds like that's meant for a state that's really trying to secede from federal law. This is a fucking city, but the problem is that we've let it go on for so long. And now Tim's saying things like, this is our Fort Sumter.
Yeah. Yeah. This guy, again, he is the same kind of person that wants us to have, he's not going to fight in a civil war.
He didn't fight in any war.
He's never going to. That is a guy that's more than happy to let a bunch of knuckleheads go out there and fight it out in the street. It's never going to affect him. So, I mean, I don't even know what I'm kind of curious what the end game is.
I don't trust the government, so I don't know.
Yeah. What did Prussian say?
PSA, before you open your monster, clean the rodent ball hair and pee off the top. You're welcome. Thanks,
Well, that is a visual, isn't it? That is just a visual. I don't know. Go ahead.
You go ahead.
I just don't know what's the plan here, right? Like, so you want to say, okay, there's going to be a civil war, or we're in the beginnings of a civil war. What does that gain Tim Walz? What is it what does that gain the neo liberals? What does that gain them? What is it that they're looking to do? Is it to overthrow Trump? Is it to secede from the Union? Is it to get him to invoke the Insurrection Act so they can make him look more authoritarian? What is the plan? You
Yeah,
know,
because I really don't think it's seceding because no
No.
state would survive on their own,
no,
especially a
definitely
state
not Minnesota.
surrounded by other states.
Yeah.
You know, I could see maybe like a state like Florida going fuck y'all, and you know that'd be it's a
Yeah.
very hard.
But of course, Florida, you know, it would become the Florida Texas Federation or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, it would become the Gulf State Federation or who the fuck knows. But the thing is that this sort of rabble rousing, while they may have a plan of what they want it to be, they don't actually control the knuckleheads that are on the street. So it may start out as, hey, I just wanted to make Trump look like the bad guy. And before you know it, it's fucking ballooning. Because remember, I sent you that that picture today. They're planning a fucking protest across the entire nation. They want to take what they've done in Minneapolis. They want to magnify it all over the United States, which not going to work out so well in Florida because the cops here are not going to let you get anywhere near ICE while they're doing their jobs. That's not going to work here. Probably not going to work in Texas, but it could destabilize quite a bit of the country. And just because it doesn't affect, it's not happening in Florida doesn't mean it doesn't affect Florida. Doesn't mean it doesn't affect where the people that listen to this are. You know.
Well, speaking of Florida, Crave is from Florida. Crave creatine gummies. We all need creatine for a magnitude of reasons. It pulls water in the muscle for size and definition and improves mood and brain function, which is a new study that recently came out a couple years ago. Builds up to 30% lean muscle and gives you up to 30% more strength. When you take creatine, you give your body more power. That means you can lift more, recover faster, and stay sharp all day. Take 3 gummies a day. Get your 5 grams of creatine in a gummy format. Super fucking convenient. And if you don't like the flavor or feel a difference, they'll give you a full money back guarantee. Save 15% at trycrave.com. Use promo code antihero. All right. So, not much. I think that's probably it on Tim Waltz. Him just stating the fact that he, again, at what point are people allowed to just say whatever the hell they want? Like, that's like me, Jimmy. That's like me standing next to you going, man, it'd be crazy if I fucking stabbed you right now, wouldn't it, dog?
Yeah.
You're like, why did you say that? Why are you saying that? I just said it would be crazy. I just said it would be crazy. Like, there's intent behind when people say things, but they might not be able to be charged with what they said. So him just referencing Minneapolis to Fort Sumter is enough for me to at least start the red flag process. Like, whoa.
Well, you know, I hate to sound like, you know, there's been people on the internet since the housing market bubble popped saying this is it. This is the beginning of the end for the United States. We're going down the tubes. Start fucking filling your bunkers with food and, you know, getting your guns because we're going to end up in fallout, right? A civil war in the United States, just so that you know, there's a lot of people who have looked at plenty of civil wars, and I think somebody even referenced Bosnia. We're right there. We're tracking right along the same path as all those other countries that went into a civil war recently. So I mean, if you're not prepping to go, my personal opinion, this is Jimmy's personal opinion. I think we've already gone over the cliff. I don't think there's any stopping it now. I don't think voting for.
You think it's inevitable?
Oh yeah, it's inevitable. I can give you the historic reasons why. What's that?
It's dark. That's a dark mindset. But I do want to hear. Let me hear the historic reasons. Use your brain, Jimmy. You look like you're struggling over there. You're smarter than anybody I know.
Well, I guess it just really upsets me because I mean, look what I have behind me, right? Like I love my country. Okay, I mean, it's even my shirt. You know what I mean? So the country itself, when you look at the history of empires, right? Everybody likes to talk about the fall of Rome. Rome didn't fall once; it fell 4 times. Okay, the first time was when it went from a monarchy, so it had a king, to a constitutional republic, which is what we have right now. Okay, and then because of the corruption within the political class, the political class tried to take down a very strong, very popular man who had quite a bit of power and influence, whose name was Julius Caesar.
That sounds really familiar.
They tried to discredit him and throw him in jail. And
That
basically,
sounds really familiar.
yeah, okay, okay. And so Julius Caesar basically said to his army, who were citizens of Rome, hey, the Senate basically said everything that I did was a lie. Everything that I'm about is a lie, which means everything that you're about is a lie. Everything that you did is a lie. All your buddies that died, it was a lie. It was for nothing. I'm going to go there and try to stop them. Are you with me? And his army went, yeah. And he marched his army across the Rubicon and had a bloody civil war, and then became the emperor of Rome. So now we go into the imperial period. Okay. We are tracking right along with going into the imperial period. And here's the facts. The corrupt politicians, they're really good at doing politics and doing these really good, like, public relations, information operations things. When it's time to start stabbing people in the face, they're not good at that. And they lose. Yeah. They lose. So my fear is that we are heading towards a civil war. It's going to be really bloody and nasty. And the country that comes out on the other side is not going to look like, it's not going to look like what you think it's going to look like. It's not going to go back to the way it was. It can't. There's no historical precedent for the Civil War happening and then it going back to the exact same way it was, because the exact same way it was is what created the problem in the first place.
Yeah. And it might not necessarily be better.
That's right. And that's assuming you and me survive it, which is not a foregone conclusion.
Have you ever seen that movie Civil War?
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't as action-packed as I thought it could have been. It seemed more of kind of like a liberal ploy, but it was still pretty good.
Yeah. We're going to cover Cuba, Cutter. I already have Cuba on the list. Tyler already knows about it.
Yeah. What we're going to do is we're going to take a quick commercial break from our boy Jason over at Vengeance. And then we will get into some other topics that Jimmy has prepared for us. Reference the world going to shit.
Over a century ago in 1910, the Flexner Report, funded by John D. Rockefeller and the Carnegie Foundation, re-engineered medical education from a holistic, whole-body approach, which appropriately treated the body as an interconnected system, to a compartmentalized approach under the guise of specialized medicine. They shut down or consolidated medical schools, marginalized naturopathic, homeopathic, and chiropractic medicine, replacing them with symptom management and synthetic drugs. Allopathy is a marketing strategy rooted in fear and manipulated science. This philosophy carried into veterinary medicine, resulting in over-vaccination, unnecessary surgeries, and manufactured food, just like they did for people. They call it care, but it's predatory and based in profitability. The truth? Toxicity, compromised immunity, and chronic inflammation. They're not fate. They're engineered. And so is your power to undo them. We built 3 targeted formulas to return the body to homeostasis, for pets and people, to detox, defend, and restore. We are the correction to decades of corruption. We are vengeance.
So the commercial break is literally just enough time for me to take a leak and eat up my coffee. Another quick word from our sponsors, Goon Tape.
Yeah,
Goon Tape. You want to do it? Can you do it from memory? I can do it.
Goon Tape. Yeah, dude. If you're a tactical athlete looking for an edge, get yourself some moisture activated Goon Tape. Okay, it's super sticky. It gets sticky when things get really wet. We personally use it, like we put it on guns. I mean, that's really what it's for. It's for guns.
Have it on the pull bar, baby.
Yeah, you can tie up your old lady with it. Whatever it is that you want to do.
Put it on your hockey stick.
Yeah, use it for your hockey stick. And Goon Tape was really cool. Like, they sent us a big bag of Goon Tape, and they were just like, "Hey, dude, try it out." And we stuck it on everything. We're like, "This shit works." And now here we are. So Goon Tape is great. Go over to goontape.com, use the code antihero15, save yourself 15%. My understanding is that you knuckleheads that you sold them out of fucking black shit. So keep it up.
Yeah, hopefully they get some more black in soon. Tan looks good on your gun though.
Yeah, I like the tan personally, but you know, I'm tactical like that.
And our other sponsor, Violent Provisions. Violent Provisions is a veteran and law enforcement owned and operated apparel company geared towards the violent professional. They provide high quality shirts, heavyweight hoodies, hats, and stickers with unique designs. Use code ANTIHERO for 15% off your order, baby. We'll get you some merch from the boys on the streets doing it right. So what's the next? I have Venezuela looked pretty interesting when you briefed me this morning. By the way, Jimmy briefs us completely, full paragraphs on topics, and we decided the team what to go with. And Venezuela looked good. Venezuela always provides, though.
Yeah, Venezuela does provide. So the U.S. Lifted sanctions on Venezuelan oil. Again, Marco Rubio fucking in charge. The dude is like the emperor of the fucking world at this point. I don't know what he's not in charge of, but so basically what we said was, hey, you can go ahead and start selling oil again. You have to use the US dollar. So you can't do gold. You can't do it in rubles. You have to use the US dollar. And you may not sell to Iran, China, North Korea, or Russia, or Cuba. Right?
Did they agree with it?
They agreed with it. They didn't have a choice. It was basically like they were like duct taped to the chair. And the fucking, you remember that scene in The Shield when he's like, he puts the gun in the whore's mouth?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was pretty much like that. Like, dude, you're going to do what I say.
Yeah. They have no choice.
Yeah. I'm your pimp now.
So that being said, is our American oil companies going to go back, move in? What was the gas company that
Exxon
left? Exxon?
Yeah.
Are they making plans to go back?
So Exxon had a little bit of a fucking tiff with Trump.
Really?
And they had a little bit of an argument, and Trump was like, fuck Exxon, we don't need Exxon. We can send other companies to go. So Shell Oil and things like that. So what I suspect though is that this is the way Trump does things. Exxon came to the table and said, this is what we want. And Trump was like, fuck that. You're not getting it. Fuck you. And they're going to come back and make a deal. And eventually it'll be Exxon and probably a couple of other companies coming in there. And I don't think Trump has any problem with even like British Petroleum or some of the other companies going in there either. But they're going to play ball with us. Very, very important, because Venezuela was trying to get off the US dollar and get onto the BRICS currency, which is a conglomeration of countries that's trying to counterbalance NATO and the United States.
How's the BRICS? How's that whole thing going? I remember I covered that actually like 2 years ago.
Not well.
Everybody said the BRICS currency thing sounds scary as hell when it's explained to you if they were to succeed. But everybody's like, this will never succeed, and everybody's like, this is just a fucking global scare tactic.
Well, yeah, and the reality is that for it to succeed. So for those of you that don't know, let me make sure I get my notes here. I gotta go. I have like pages and pages and pages of notes. So BRICS stands for Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Okay.
Ooh, the axis of evil, except for Brazil.
Yeah. So, and basically what they were trying to do was create a new currency, create a new system of global commerce and trade that would counterbalance what's already existing in the United States, Japan, Taiwan, Europe, and the Middle East. It's not going to work. First of all, Iran wants to be a part of it. That's not going to happen. I mean, like, they can be a part of it, but it's like anybody, when you start saying, well, one of our partners is Iran, people are like, yeah, I don't really know if I want to do business with them. People might hate our guts, but we're not like, we're not evil, you know. Like
Yeah.
Iran is the and to quote a famous comedian, Iran is the country that the flying monkeys from the Wizard of Oz come from. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want any fucking part of that. So, yeah, BRICS is not going to be effective as of right now, but it is sort of a this is one of those things that Elizabeth Lane really likes. She thinks BRICS is a good idea because it's a counterbalance.
Of course she does.
You know, it's a counterbalance to the United States and our global, us being a global superpower. And it creates, instead of a us being daddy, it creates a binary world where you can be friends with us or you can be friends with them. And there's
So, the idea of allies goes away.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be
Scary
like
thing, man. They want you. Allies exist for a reason because people align based off their morals and
Yeah.
their way of life. Allies
Yeah.
are key in to really happiness.
yeah, shared cultural values is what people say.
I
Right.
like it.
And it's really what you just said, right? We align more with countries like the United Kingdoms and even France to some extent than we do with, you know,
Iran.
Afghanistan or Iran or China. And that's, you know, that's just kind of the way it is. So I don't know that BRICS is something we need to worry about. But again, this was kind of this thing with Venezuela is very much a shot at BRICS, which is like, hey, dude, we took away your biggest fucking oil person. That's ours, you know. So this is great news. It's good news for Venezuela because they can start making money again. It's really bad news for Cuba, which is if you want me to go into the
Well,
next
I wanted
thing.
to ask you, yes, I do. That's a great segue. But I wanted to ask you, Venezuela, are we actually trying for the first time in history to change a regime and change an entire country's outlook on, you know, kind of like kind of dress Venezuela the way we dress essentially as a country? You know, is that because have we ever been successful at that? We've tried to stop communism, you know, and we go over there and try to spread democracy, but it doesn't ever feel like it's ever worked. Is this Venezuela like the first real attempt where it might work?
Well, and this is one of the things where the advisors in the Trump administration, I think Marco Rubio, and Rubio and Tulsi Gabbard, who, by the way, I went to Iraq with her. So she was attached to 25th ID.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She was in the Hawaii National Guard.
Okay.
They deployed with us. They were attached with us, and then when we came back,
She's
she
the
was
one
also
with the gray streak in her hair, right?
Yes, she looks like Cruella DeVille.
Yeah,
she's a Hawaiian Cruella DeVille. Yeah.
Okay.
And really, really nice person though. So she did, like, you know, when you come back from deployment and you uncase the colors and you do all that fucking happy shit after you come back from deployment, and everybody gives speeches about how great you are.
Yeah.
She was a captain who also gave a speech because she was in the Hawaii state legislature. So she had done the deployment, but she was also in the state legislature while she was on deployment with the National Guard. So it's very, very cool.
So anyways, yeah, sorry, we got off track. Venezuela.
Yeah, that was.
Is it going to dress like a Western Hemisphere?
So I think what basically happened was Tulsi Gabbard and Marco Rubio and a few other really smart people said, look, they went to President Trump. They said, look, we got to do something about Venezuela. And there is a really good opportunity right now for us to do it without ever having to really do anything because the country already wants its own change. The only thing we got to do is just help them get across the finish line. And we need to do that in the most limited way that we possibly can. And then it'll be over and done with. And that's really what's happening. So the change was already coming to Venezuela. It was just that because of the elections and everything else that had happened, it was just that, like, they needed like a little bit of help and we were willing to give it to them.
All right. Pride Assassin says, I always thought our wars were to secure ports and counter BRICS. Everyone calls me retarded for the theory. We fucked Russian regional naval mobility.
He's not wrong. Yeah, he's not
All
wrong.
right. So that we're segueing into Cuba.
Yeah. So,
Right.
Last night, let me go ahead and pull it up here.
Clint, you're fucking fucked in the head, bro.
Yeah, Clint said. That's the third time he's referenced somebody's feet.
I think we've established something here. We're on.
I mean, we need you to put your investigator hat on, fucking Tyler.
Yeah. Next Clint story has got to be a weird story about feet.
So
Monday.
Last night, President Trump signed more secondary sanctions on Cuba, and tariffs on any country in the world who will indirectly sell oil, or directly or indirectly sells oil to Cuba. This is an extension of what happened in Mexico. Marco Rubio has full authority to implement all of this.
Emperor Rubio.
Yeah, he's fucking the god emperor of mankind at this point. So we're realistically speaking, Cuba has about 30 days of oil left.
Really?
Yeah.
What are they going to do?
They're going to die. Like they don't have a choice. Like again.
Well, I mean, what do you think they're gonna? What do you think they're gonna do?
I don't know, because nobody knows why. Like, he's never called for anything. He's never been like, we're going to cut you off from oil unless so-and-so steps down. We're going to cut you off from oil. He hasn't said shit. He just said, cut him off from oil. It's like the fucking Death Star. Like, I don't know. Man.
What all right, what's our goals for Cuba to do?
Cuba, this is what this really is. Trump is hell-bent on removing any forms of outside influence in the Western Hemisphere, period.
Good segue.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care what country. He doesn't care where it is. He doesn't care who you're aligned with. If you are influenced by anybody outside the Western Hemisphere, you are going to feel the pinch from President Trump. I mean,
it's anybody in the Western Hemisphere that's influenced other than Western Hemisphere. Like
That's right.
We could care less about the other side of the globe, but
Nope,
here
doesn't give a
in our
fuck.
hemisphere, you're going to
play ball with us.
Okay.
I mean,
and is Venezuela in our hemisphere?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so
that's South America, right? I mean, remember they have beaches on the Caribbean. So
everybody's got to pardon my fucking retardedness, please.
Yeah. He's it's okay, man. I mean, dude, you know what the thing is though, Tyler? Like, there's so many people that don't understand what that means. It's not that, to me, it's not that big a stretch. You know what I mean? Like, when you look at me and go, "Is that in our hemisphere?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude." Because there's so many people that are more uneducated and just completely retarded that don't even have basic geography. Like, I don't even get bothered by that shit.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't have that. Unfortunately, I'm the guy that I would the 50 state test, when they put a blank country up, I could probably, after you give me a while and through process of elimination and you give me a list of 50 states to cross out, I could probably get 30.
Yeah.
We're starting getting into the mid north. Yeah.
I always learned geography from war.
Well, you're a history nerd, so you study war.
Yeah, I like war, man. I only like war. It's really what I was talking to Chris Pappas last night and was like, you, me, and Peach doing a fucking podcast just talking infantry shit and war. It'd be great. So yeah, we're pretty much, Trump's pretty much done fucking around with anybody in the Western Hemisphere. Like, you're gonna deal with us. He also basically told Panama, and Panama got the message like, hey, you're not fucking dealing with China. China doesn't have any fucking control over the Panama Canal. Zero, none. Fucking make that shit work right now. Kick them the fuck out. And so all of the deals with China are going away in Panama, but the Canadians are trying to make deals with China. what does it say? Talking about interference in the West, Israel has infiltrated the East and the West. They are partnering with China and Russia. They have the biggest lobbying pack in America, and the America-Israeli pack. Brother, we talk about that all the time.
Yeah.
We talk about that all
Yeah.
the time.
So, is there any updates with Canada trying to trade with China, or is that just kind of we're waiting? To see
Yeah,
what happens?
I do. Trump officials met yesterday with the Alberta Canada Independence Movement.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, so Alberta wants to break away from the rest of Canada because of the shit that Canada's doing.
Is this real, or is this
yeah,
just
it's
like
real.
someone said it, kind of like Tim Waltz said something and we're covering? Like, is this a
No,
real thing?
Yeah, it's a pretty significant movement. Alberta really aligns much more so with the Midwest, kind of states,
Yeah.
farmers and people that are out there hard work and get your
Blue
hands dirty.
collar boys, baby.
Yeah. So hockey players, things like that. So Alberta very much wants to secede, or there's a group of people that very much want to secede from Canada. They want to become independent. I think that's pie in the sky, but they would border the United States, and so they have already met with people within the Trump administration to go, here's how we would do trade. Here's how we would get our oil here, because of the oil pipeline that goes from the east side of Canada to the west side. It runs into the United States and gets refined here and then goes to wherever it's going to go through Alberta. So, I mean, if Alberta was to leave Canada, Canada would be fucked times 3. I know that they want to have. What's that?
I said they'd be happy here, but I do not foresee us ruining the 50 states, 50 stars, 50 everything. I don't think that'll happen in our life. I think we'll see a civil war before we take on another state officially. And if we did take on another state officially, I honestly think they just never change the flag. They would just keep it the same.
Yeah, and Alberta wants to. There's a lot of people in Alberta that want to leave badly, and they're going to have a referendum on it. And again, it's not like Canada is going to go in there with their military and fight them. But remember, Canada has done everything it can to limit firearms ownership, so the people there can't really fight back. But they are bordered with the United States, so we could fucking loan them some guns.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, damn, look what Evan said.
I saw Clint say, Jimmy, please don't do a shadowcast in Israel. I don't want to lose you hanging on a doorknob with a red scar.
Dude.
Evan Film said, I'm Canadian. It's hell. We do need your help. I mean, I say this all the time. I remember when I was ignorant to Canada about a year ago, and the whole hockey game national anthem thing happened where they like booed the American national anthem or something.
Yeah.
And everybody, of course, right? We see what we see in the media. They want division, and we played it on, I believe it was a squad cast back in the day. And and Canadians reached out to us. Apparently we have lots of people like Evan that are in Canada, and they're like, do not listen to that liberal bullshit. They are the silent minority. And then it was explained to us that there's liberal Canada, just like there's liberal America. Like it is, It is a thing, and they're loud and they're obnoxious, and that doesn't speak for even half of Canada. And so I was like, whoa, that's fucking crazy.
And that's the again, that's Canada, there's Canadian people up there that are really, really good dudes, and I don't think we need to have a division, but the people that are in power in Canada and in Quebec, they need to fucking go, just like we've got people that need to fucking go. Did you see that I don't know if you know this, did you see that Dom Izzo said that he would have smashed Nancy Pelosi back when she first got into Congress?
No, but I don't put it past Dominic.
I pulled up a picture of it. Have you seen what she looked like?
No, I don't. Damn, that's a good point. I've never seen Nancy Pelosi not look like a fucking zombie. Like her fucking
like
eyes
a troll?
are being held up. Yeah, dude, she looks like a
there you go.
dead body.
So here she is. This is Nancy Pelosi in 1984.
Yeah, she still looks gross. I don't know. I can't.
Yeah, she does.
I can't
I mean,
see
but
Nancy.
she looks less zombified.
Yeah, that's true. So I saw this. I thought this was pretty interesting. As everybody's tracking a little bit of Instagram stuff about Alex Preddy. He was terminated 3 months ago, which we knew, following a series of disturbing complaints from patients. Sorry, I got to read it. Disturbing complaints from patients' families regarding his alleged perverted actions toward vulnerable individuals under the hospital's care. Wah, wah, wah.
So CC covered this.
No, did he?
Yeah, I reposted it. So and CC makes some really good points, right? CC's in the chat, obviously, so that's conservative chocolate. He basically said, look, to get fired as a from the VA, that is very difficult to do.
Really?
Yeah, it is not easy to get fired. It's not easy to get fired when you work in federal government anyway. It's easy for us soldiers to get kicked out. It is not easy for you to fire a GS employee. It requires a lot. That's why so many people go to that job, because they can basically do whatever the fuck they want for 30 years and get a fucking cush ass fucking
Except for
retirement.
sexually molest patients.
So
hey, maybe he's in a worse place right now.
Yeah. So the fact that he got fired means that he had to do something that was so egregious that they were like, we're gonna have to fucking let this dude go. And we don't know what that is yet. But I can guarantee you that when it comes out, we're gonna be like, what the fuck? Not surprised. I don't know who Katie is, but she's coming in hot lately.
Yeah, from X.
From X.
X too.
Yeah. So
we got X for the young ones, we got Facebook for the boomers, and we got YouTube for people our age.
Yeah. We're dude. We're the ironic thing is that you and me, we shouldn't be doing podcasts. You and me should be guys in our local, state, or federal government. That's what we really should be doing. Right?
Yeah.
But
I won't cover local politics because it doesn't. A lot of people have asked me where I live, like, hey, will you cover this issue? And I'm like, one of them is I'm gonna cover is that fucking Verizon tried putting in a 5G tower in my fucking neighborhood. Which I don't know if you know that. That's very, very, very dangerous to put around people. They built it with they had no permission from the city or the county. It was a counselor or a city chairman that backdoored the deal. And my neighbor was like, you're not putting this up. Dude went, made the news was out here, the whole thing. And they were like, we cover it. I'm like, no, dude, because I don't cover local politics because no one cares about Tyler's hometown.
Yeah.
What they do care about is Verizon pulling this shit because Verizon fucking is everywhere. So we're probably going to cover that a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we have a national audience. We have to cover national things. I mean, you know, I mean, I remember when all of that was going down, when Heather called and was like, Tyler, do you know about this? And you're like, I don't know shit. Like I'm literally cutting reels right now. What is going on?
Hey bro, I started a band. You want to see it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. I warned you.
Make America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you.
Dude, I'm with it. Ice.
This is probably the controversial clip out there.
Legals, pack your bags. We're kicking you out. One way back. For the cards are locked and loaded. Good at the guard. Then a head explodes on. Deportation to March.
Deportation to March.
Deportation to March. Get the fuck out. Deportation to March. Invited scum. Get the hell gone. We'll unleash the dogs. You're done and done. Swat the environment. Back to your pit. Stay away from my kids, you piece of shit.
Safe.
I don't know. Like I said, we're not. This show doesn't advocate either way. We support obviously law enforcement and law and order. We're not going to fucking get on the political shit show of saying some things, but that is funny. I mean,
it is funny. I saw.
at
I'm trying to find it now. I was almost sent it to you and I forgot. There was somebody there was some Disney movie and I can't remember what it was, and it was like, you can't let all the good people in. You can't import everybody from everywhere because they'll bring their problems with them, and then you'll become like every place else.
Yep.
Right? And I mean, that was fucking the mouse said that. So yeah.
CC, I got your text with your video, but is it on your Instagram? Because I have a PC and I cannot. You texted it to me, but I cannot get a 2.5-minute video on here in a timely manner. So,
which one is this?
Is that video?
Oh yeah, this was no. It's on IG. It's in my story.
Your story?
Yeah, because I reposted it for him.
All right, let's look at Jimmy Arnett.
Not anymore. Now I'm the Shadowcast.
All right, I got it. Got it pulled up.
Creeping around in the shadows.
Okay, so everybody keeps harassing me and they keep sending me DMs like, oh, you're a vet. Oh, this guy worked for the VA. Oh, whatever the fuck. Yeah, bro. Just because you work for the VA does not make you a good person. Let's just start there. That doesn't mean absolutely shit. It means nothing. The same way for vets.
It's true. Just because you served in the military doesn't make you a good person. And anybody that doesn't serve, I've told them like, oh, he was a soldier. Like, dude, a lot of military personnel are bad people. They're pieces of shit.
I met
you're a vet.
I met some of the greatest guys in the military.
Yes.
And I met some of the biggest fucking pieces of shit that I have ever met in my life, that if I ever saw him again, I would punch him right in the fucking mouth. But I'm not going to do that because that's illegal.
That's illegal.
That doesn't give you some blanket, immunity over being an asshole either. Doesn't matter what you did, doesn't matter what job you had, doesn't matter what branch of the government you serve in. Either you're a good person, you're a bad person, you're smart, you're an idiot, doesn't matter. This guy was a moron. As you can clearly see, here he is 11 days before he was kicking out the ISIS van's rear light, and then he gets smoked. Look at him. Look at him. You're all tough. Now look at you, screaming, going crazy. And then on top of that, he thought it was a good idea to do it again after they cracked one of his ribs because he wanted to destroy government property and impede a federal investigation, USC 11. Check it out. He decides, oh, you know what? Let me try this again, but this time while I'm armed. Now, do I agree with the killing of a civilian? Of course not. Nobody agrees with that. But we have to just use our common sense here, guys. If you're going to go protest, if you're going to go agitate ICE, if you're going to go, insert yourself into a federal investigation and impede it, then logically, it's probably not a good thing to do that with a firearm, considering that these agents are under a lot of stress. They're getting zero backup from the community. They're not getting any help from local PDs, especially in Minnesota and every other blue state and city that's out.
What are you saying about
I said, you know what, Tyler? Here's the thing. You know how I'm like 100% sure that I am safe from getting shot by ICE. You don't want to know how I'm sure? Because I'm not going to go up to them. I'm not going to go up to them and provoke them with a fucking firearm. That's why.
It's crazy.
It's fucking.
So you think it's a good idea to go to them and be armed? What do you think is going to happen? You're putting yourself in a bad position. That's just the reality of the situation. It's like when I watch Law and Order SVU and you see the girl jogging in Central Park at 3 a.m. with her headphones on blast and not paying attention to her surroundings. Like, is that a good idea? Do we agree with what could happen? Of course not. But is it a good idea? Probably not. We got to start using our common sense here, guys. You fuck around and you find out, and Alex found out. Not to mention, he was fired from the VA. You know how much of a cuck you have to be to get fired from the VA? Me and other vets have gotten cursed at, told wasn't shit, kicked out of rooms, whatever the case may be. And those people don't even get a letter of reprimand. So whatever the fuck he did to get fired from the VA really was crazy. because the government doesn't fire nobody. Nobody. So fuck that guy. Fuck Alex. Like, you care less if you work for the VA. Nobody cares. Fuck him.
And that's the bottom line because CC said so.
Said so. Yeah, I mean, but remember our talk yesterday? We were talking about deserve, and
Yeah.
Mike was getting all hung up on the word deserve, and I was like, I don't know of a better word, but do I want someone to get killed? No. Do I wish someone to get killed? Do I think it should happen? No. But will I sit there and say someone deserved it?
Well, let's put it this way. Do you know about the Grizzly Man, right?
The guy that got ate by bears.
Yeah.
On video or something, right?
Yeah, he got ate by bears.
They went
Did
back to
he-
go get him, and he was gone.
Right, he was eaten. He was eaten by a bear. He was there hanging out with fucking grizzly bears at the height of when they are the most hungry, right? And the most dangerous. And he thought he had some connection with them that he was gonna keep himself safe. But not only did he die, his fucking on again, off again girlfriend died with him. They were both
Because
mauled and
they took a plane in, they got dropped off, and they told the plane to come pick them up. And when they came back and they weren't at the point, and then they found all their stuff, right?
and they found their bodies half eaten and disarticulated.
Disarticulated.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
Yeah,
a
so
word.
same concept. Would you say he deserved it? I mean, I deserve is a very harsh word, and I understand that. But I mean, if you were talking shit at a bar and somebody punched you in the face, I'd be like, well, Jimmy, you deserved it. Like, at what point you deserve it? Maybe you don't deserve to die. But when you're playing games where you could die, knowing you're playing games that you could die, do you deserve to die? I'm not 100% on it. It's not a hill I'm dying on. It's just a word that comes to mind, and I can't think of another word.
Here's what I will say. Instead of saying deserved, I'm going to use more words, and I'm going to say that your actions directly led to the outcome that you got, or said another way, you fucked around, and now you found out, or said another way, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. I don't have a better way to say it because it's like, look, you did things that materially contributed to the outcome that you got. I'm not going to be upset with I'm not going to blame just the Leo on that, just the ICE officer, any more than I would blame you if you were looking for, I mean, let's just say that you were looking for a perpetrator or somebody who was fleeing at the scene of a breaking and entering. You were told that person was armed and that you came around the corner and here's a person matching the description, but instead of it being a fully adult male, it's a 14-year-old kid. And instead of having a fucking real gun, he's got an airsoft gun and you shot him. Is that your fault?
No.
No.
That's
and you know
I'm
what?
saying.
That happens.
That happens all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like our kids have guns that I won't let them remove the orange tip because I'm like, this thing, my youngest has like a little mini Glock. It's a plastic gun, but I mean, you can't really tell. Our middle son has a full replica Glock.
Yeah.
Glock 19. It's a BB gun. It's a pellet gun. Full replica. The orange tip is the only thing that lets people know it's not a real gun.
And let's be clear. That orange tip, by the way, in a half a second, it's a 50-50 shot if the cop's going to see it.
That you see it. Yep. Leftists need to Andrew says leftists need to realize that rights will only protect you in court, but common sense is what protects you in the moment. I say this all the time when it comes to pedestrians, right? You want to be on your phone. You're in a crosswalk, or my favorite one, right? My favorite one is the people walking out of the grocery store or Target in the parking lot, and they just fucking beeline it, and they're on their phone. Yes, you are supposed to stop. Yeah, you are supposed to stop. But would you rather be right and a pancake on the pavement, or would you rather be cognizant? You know, like, yes, you can use a crosswalk without looking, but it doesn't mean you should, because a 2-ton vehicle that's wrong is still wrong. You're right, but you're dead. So
Vehicles versus people. Vehicles are undefeated. Undefeated. You're not going to win that argument with the vehicle. And so I tell my kids all the time, I'm sure you do too, like, hey, when you come out of the grocery store, put your fucking phone in your pocket and be head on a swivel. You should be looking like Terminator from Terminator 2, head constantly moving.
I won't let my kids walk with devices, because we weren't allowed to in the military. It's a professionalism thing, but it's also like I watch kids walk and they just walk. They're the iPad kids that just they walk. They have no idea where they're going, and that's training someone to not be cognizant, like you're saying. I don't say we're not trying to say our kids need to be vigilant, all the time as when they're with dad, but we're training them to be not a fucking robot and not some fucking sheep out there.
Here's the other thing too. Like, have you ever met like a kid that you knew was an iPod kid or an iPad kid from the jump? Posture's different.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I hate to say it that way, and but I'm gonna be honest with you, it's true. They have a more slouched, hungover posture.
Me and Heather saw one at dinner the other night. It was a woman she was an adult. She's probably in her 20s, but she was on her phone the whole time at dinner, family dinner. I think she was either the older daughter or the wife. And like I said, she was in her 20s. She was on her phone the whole time, and she had like her slouched back, like her spine had grown like in a weird way, and she was just on her phone the whole time. Yeah, they're weird people.
I mean, head straight, shoulders back. That sounds like something that we say to each other in the military, right? It's what we teach new guys when they come in, but it's a real thing. And it's something Jordan Peterson talks about, is that first of all, like if you have that posture, if somebody comes into the room, let's say an 18-year-old comes in to hang out with you, me and Mike, and he's head straight, shoulders back, looking us in the eye and talking, we're going to be like, this fucking kid's squared away.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But if he's kind of down and he's, doing this, it's like you go one of two ways. You either feel pity for him or you go, this guy, it's a fucking waste of my time, dude.
You want to know how to know if I respect you or not? If I first meet you, if I stand up and shake your hand, which I do to everyone.
Yeah.
I never meet another grown man or really a woman. If somebody's introducing me to his wife, I stand up. You stand up when you meet somebody. It's a sign of respect. If I fucking dap you up sitting down, that means I don't like you, and I'm just dapping you up to not make it awkward. But
yeah, so I can attest to that 100% because the first time we met, you were sitting in the chair you're sitting in now, and I was standing off to your left, right there where the microphone is, and you had that awkward moment where you had to reach around the microphone.
Yeah, did I stand up?
Yeah, you did.
Okay. I didn't stand up for Matt yet. Matt came in, but I had all my food on my lap and he had just walked in. I was like, "What's up, bro?" And I shook his hand, but like if I would have had to have moved everything off my lap.
No, you were looking down, you were writing on stuff, and dude, it was so evident that you were stressed the fuck out. And I thought it was because
I ran the fucking show while everybody came in and got to see oh my God, it's him. Grown men fucking chubbing over other grown men. Wildest thing I've ever seen in my life. I mean, I get it, dude. If I went to the studio of a podcast that I watch religiously, I would be excited. I'd be like, I'm here. But it wouldn't be the people there that I'm like, oh my God. I would be like, this is an amazing. And people have told me, like, dude, this is fucking crazy. It's just weird seeing it for myself, like something you watch every day. And like, I would, if I went to the Pat McAfee studio, I'd be the same way. I would be like, this is fucking crazy. I watch this all the time. So, I mean, I get it. But
what I remember, I mean, not to digress, but I mean, this is just like a cool little vignette, a cool little story.
Aquapunk says, or Prussian said, new guys have to bring snacks.
New guys do have to bring snacks. That's a fact. When you told me, you were like, hey, Brent's not going to be here. We're going to be on our own. I was just stoked to be there. And I had more fun having conversations with you. And then the next time was me and Justin. Right. And like those were the conversations I had fun having.
Yeah.
I did not have fun having other conversations.
With who?
Conversations that never got to take place because people were out the door.
Yeah.
And then when I came to you and was like, bro, what the fuck? That was before I even started on the show. And you were like, you were like, dude, don't sweat it, bro. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, we've got a crazy life, dude. We have a fucking crazy life.
Yeah, dude, I'm build this back up, man. Get everybody here. Like Thursday nights, really, we got to start getting like all of our Florida peeps. Like, come every Thursday that you can. Like, Thursdays is for like, I mean, even really, if you're in town, dude, we have the studio set up and we're resetting it up to where we want people in the studio, dude. This is a show for the boys. It's not our show. It's, anybody that's in town can come fucking sit. They can get on the fucking mic if they want. This is our show. Look, when I say our show, I mean us, the 99%. It's not a Tyler show, a Jimmy show, a Mike show. It's our show for everybody.
I told people on my live, and this is what I honestly believe, is all that we did was create a space for the community to grow. And because we created the space, we ended up being the frontman. But we're still part of the community. You know what I mean? Like the community decided, they looked at us and we're like, we're okay with these guys being the frontmen.
Yeah, like elected officials.
Yeah, we're not in charge.
God gave me a fucking gift, and it's to talk shit. So
that is fair. That is
you're
so much better at it than me. Tyler will come to me.
I don't care what people think. Like, I mean, like Jimmy's a normal person. You're a normal person. When somebody comes out of fucking left field and attacks you for no reason, even Mike's a normal person. Like you do build a callus to it. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, you get used to it, but at face value, you're like, dude, what the fuck are they saying? Like, why are they saying this? Like, who's that fucking mean? And I've, ever since I got on the internet, have fucking loved it. I don't know what it is, but it's like, oh man, two can fucking play at that game, homie. And it's just entertainment, and I just don't let it get to me. And of course, after 6 months, you've trained yourself not to let it get to you.
Yeah, you have to just ignore it. The thing that I always thought was really funny was, how it'll happen, and you'll be like, Jimmy, hey, next time say something like this. And I'm like, oh man, that's brilliant. Why didn't I think of that? and it's you just told me right now. It's because you're a normal person and you're not actually having fun with this, whereas I am. I'm enjoying.
And like last night, dude, I got fucking duped, man. By
yeah,
good, dude. It was good. You go back and watch the night shift. We did last night. It's the last night shift on Antihero. If you guys are watching and you guys like to watch the night shift, you need to go to Counterculture Inc. Same show. Everything's the same, except we're just moving YouTube platforms. That's it. And if you listen to the night shift on Antihero's audio side on Spotify or anything like that, just go to Counterculture Inc. and subscribe to that on your audio stuff, and you will get the night shift there every Thursday night. But yeah, I got fucking duped, man. And he was good. He goes, hey, man, I got you. And the guy, fuck, man, I fell for it, dude. I got emotional. Dude.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, if you can get one through on Tyler, man, you did a good job. You really, really did.
Six Jedi gave us $10. Said for the snacks.
For the snacks for the boys.
No, I was like, man, I was telling Heather the other day. I was like, well, fuck it. I need to go to the grocery store, and I was like, but if obviously we need to get cleaning supplies and paper towels and stuff like that. But I was like, man, I want to buy snacks, but we'll just sit there and eat it all in one day. They'll all be gone. We're actually more disciplined not having snacks there because we don't have access to it.
No, yeah, because then it requires us to do a lot of extra work to do it. So
if you read this, you're gay. Got him.
Yeah. Yeah, if you got me.
Jimmy, why are you fondling the microphone?
I don't know why. It's there's something about this fuzzy microphone when it's sitting right here. Like, I don't do it with the other one, but this one is fuzzy, and it's my ADHD coming out.
I love
Like-
these motherfuckers. This type of stuff makes me miss like team environments, like being
Yeah.
in the military, being at work as a cop. Like it's people, Jamie, why are you fondling? Like they focus on that. You said all these profound things, and then
Yeah.
somebody says, "If you read this, you're gay."
hey man, look right here.
Fucking CC sitting there saying, like, I'm trying to remember if Tyler shook my hand standing up.
I mean, dude, that's the oh man, like I fucking love this shit. It's so much fun, man. Like I know you guys are fucking joking me, but it actually really did hurt my feelings a little bit when I was like, you guys think that is there any like 1% of you that thinks that I did not want to come to work, that I wasn't bummed out about the fact that my truck wouldn't start? Like I was fucking pissed. I was bummed, dude. And then you guys were fucking with me about it. And I was like, okay, don't show that bothers you, because they'll just keep fucking riding you. But at the same time, I was like, duh, I don't hope they don't believe that.
Yeah, you can only pull the card so many times. Like it's too serious, guys.
Yeah. It's man.
Usually it's like when you're fucking ragging on a dude and you're like, and somebody goes like, yo, dude, hey, chill, his grandma just died this morning. I'm like, oh fuck. Why are you so sad, big baby? What's wrong with you, pouty face?
There's no mercy there. Oh shit. That one's all you,
Remember. Nick Prowl. Oh, I've seen him before. Became a YouTube member. Yeah, he was in the comments. We had oh man, I totally forgot. Let me go up to the top. I gotta go to the top. We had a new member came in. Jonas J7306 became a new member before the live even started. So both you guys, thank you so much. You have access to all the paywall videos, as people call them. They're so butthurt that we actually monetize videos for people that don't want to support us. They just want to go watch drama. Well, it's there. They just got to pay for it. So the TK episodes are there. The Shrek episodes there. The Rob O'Neill episodes. Actually, the Rob O'Neill one's actually public. But my first episode, my first 20 where I just sucked at fucking doing this, they're all there. So have fun.
Dude, it was
you'll get lost in a rabbit hole of awful podcasting.
Well, I mean, beyond that, it's like there's a part of me that almost wants to go like, hey, all the anytime the Rob O'Neill shit was talked about, we could release it and take it from behind the paywall. You know how many episodes it would be?
It would be one.
It would be one.
And it's never been behind the paywall. But like, yeah, everybody acts like we fucking made a series about Rob O'Neill, dude. We just did it once.
Whoa, shit.
Trusted G1, new member. Thanks, brother.
Yeah, man. So
the Prussian was a juggalo.
Damn.
Pixar didn't happen, bro. Email us some pics. The Anti-Hero Podcast. Yeah. Podcast at gmail.com.
So Sinister, what's his name? Derek, right?
Scott.
Damn it. I don't know how I got Derek. But you know why?
I got Alex Preddy's name wrong the day we fucking talked about it.
So Scott, man, like when I was like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know what fucking juggalo is. And you guys were all like,
I don't know how you didn't know what a juggalo is, Jimmy.
Dude, man, like ICP, like I liked some of their shit, but like other shit was just like, it's not my jam.
I don't like any of their shit. They're very, very, I think Insane Clown Posse is more one of those things where everybody likes the culture more than they like the music. Like, listen, like I could say this right now. Why do so many people support the Anti-Hero Podcast? They're not that good.
Yeah.
Maybe we're not the best broadcast, or I said podcast again. Maybe we're not the best broadcast out there. Maybe we're not the most formatted. Maybe we're not the most fucking squared away people in the world. But I think people really like the community.
Yeah, I think that the community is far more important than and I'm totally fine with this, by the way. I would rather the community be the bigger part of what we're doing than the people in the front. Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's that, gravity well mentality where everything is about the people in front of the camera. Everything flows through the people in front of the camera, and all of the accolades and attention all has to come to those people. That is not the way I want to live my life. I know it's not the way you want to live your life. It's damn sure not the way Mike wants to live his. I don't know. I think we're kind of becoming just the front man of a community. That's all.
Yeah, we need more podcasts like us. Oh, is Mike in the chat?
Yeah, he's in the chat.
What did he say? What did that gaytard say? Yo, I sent him the link. He didn't want to come in. Maybe we embarrass him. I'm still gay, they said.
Precious says you can't surgically remove gayness.
All right, we're wrapping it up, guys. So, again, can't stress it enough. We're going to stress it every single day. The night shift, which was a hell of a night shift last night, by the way.
Yeah, it was fun.
I think it's at like 4K views right now, which is kind of weird for a night shift because the night shift has always been notoriously like just fucking off. So we never really have anything to like drag people in. Like if you like, we have the Don Lemon thing. That's what like today is. It had today had a point, right? This morning.
Yeah.
Every morning usually has some kind of point to it, like a main focus that we're focusing on. And I could see like okay, not inflated numbers, but bigger numbers for that. But the night shift was like fucking 3 dudes fucking roasting each other, and I had like really good views. It was weird. So you know what's fucking crazy? This happened at around a time when we were really questioning the night shift.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
we were questioning like how much are we going to put into it? You know, it kind of its meaning, and we were never going to get rid of it. But we were just kind of like when we prioritize what Matt has taught us, energy leaks, right? We don't want to have energy leaks. We don't want to be spending energy on things that aren't benefiting the community, the podcast, or profit, right? We don't want to spend too much time. He said those are called hobbies, and you do them on your off time. So we analyze everything we do. And I remember we were discussing night shift and like, hey man, how much do you want to put into this? Like how much, should we just keep it fucking fun? Mike has to load fucking 80 million videos to get ready for it. Like everybody does their part. And sometimes we don't even play one of them. And I feel bad.
Dude, I mean, like Mike will look at me before the night shift and be like, Jimmy, I need like 3 to 5, man. I need like 3 to 5, and I'll go and I'll get them right. And then I'll be in the middle of the show and I'm like, hey, I got a couple. Oh yeah, well, we're gonna get to you, Jimmy, but let's do this next fucking police shootout, car chase, fucking dealing with a fucking mental health person.
Very true.
So I mean, but you know what? The thing is that you never really know when that's going to happen. Like you never really know when your number's going to get pulled. So it's like, you better be ready, because if the one time you fucking dial it in, that'll be the day that Mike's like, all right, Jimmy, what videos do you have?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, hang on.
Evan said, I'll be a member next month. I'm broke as fuck living in Canada. They just brought 1 million immigrants, and every job has 1,000. Here's the thing, bro. We say it all the time. Do not fucking break your bank for us. I love it when people support us. I love it to death, but it's almost like church. Tithing. If you can't afford it, the church does not expect you to give anything. This is a community. Do not ever fucking think that you need to give us money by any means. If people help in Patreon or people subscribe to this, membership thing, or they buy our merch, that's amazing. And we're so fucking grateful. But nobody should ever feel pressured into spending fucking money on us or spending money. So, and here's the thing, bro, get with somebody. If you really want to see the videos or want to get something out of it, but you can't afford it, get with us. We can purchase a membership for somebody. So
dude, I mean,
I just got to figure out how to do it. I know people have been doing that for other people. They've been buying membership for people. So that is fucking that, and that's a fucking community right there, dude. We got tons of people. I know Dylan does it a lot. Like a lot of people in here buy Patreon memberships or buy YouTube memberships for other people. Well, and I'm telling you, dude, like people are really fucking hurting right now. Like that's not a joke.
The other side of that too is that, like, the amount of money that goes to charity from us, right? And then like, I mean, we've done things for people where we've sent them merch or we've bought them stuff, and we didn't even fucking broadcast it. We just did it on the down low, and it happened. And that's, It's almost like it's a church here. As I'm thinking about it in my head, I'm going like, oh, this is kind of like church.
Well, I've always been against the idea of publicizing your good. I know a lot of companies that do that, and there's a business. I can't talk. A business. There is a business strategy to showing the world that you are a good company. Like, oh, we donated. Here's a clip of us, or we gave this. Here's a picture of us. Like, and I get that. I just never been about that life, and I think people know that we're real motherfuckers after they see us for a little bit. Obviously, I when I see somebody for the first time, I don't go like, oh, dude, they're so awesome. I respect. Like, it takes me a while, but I think people slowly realize that we are just like you. We are real fucking motherfuckers, and me and Mike and Jimmy would get our shirt off our fucking back for anybody that needed it, especially somebody in our community. So
it's I said this the other night. It's a privilege to just be in the front of the camera for all of these other great people that are in the comments.
And of course, Brady, I say all that, and Brady makes fun of my list. But
Brady's an
Kenny Davis, this is off topic, and I just hopped on here, but y'all always talk about not knowing how ICE agents are trained. Is it possible to interview somebody that trains them? That is a great question. That is a Mike question. Mike's still kind of, I would have believed, more tapped into the law enforcement training side and has a lot more contacts where Mike could put out some kind of email or Instagram saying anybody that has anything to do with ICE training, give me a shout. He'll have 100 messages. I do not have that reach. So Mike, if you're listening, please do that. And then Mike said,
I like what Evan said there.
What did he say? Like Jesus said, don't pray in the streets like hypocrites. Go to your closet and pray. You're your safe place. That's what I learned about.
Yeah. Don't do it like the sinners. Yeah. All right, brother.
All right, guys. Hey, have a good weekend. Something may or may not happen Saturday where we might or might not need to do an emergency broadcast. The Super Bowl's not this weekend, right? It's next week.
It's next weekend. Say, hey, are we gonna go live for that? What with the?
I think I'm good with it. Halftime Super Bowl show, just have everything set up and ready. So as soon as the final play is done, we fucking hop on and.
I think we should do it the whole time. Personally, we should just be live.
Watch the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we watch the Super Bowl. We do the play-by-play, and we just.
Nobody spends the Super Bowl alone, Jimmy.
That's right.
All right, I can get down with that. We got at least a halftime show, but I do like that idea. Fucking dude, Mike comes on fucking 4 minutes.
And what do you think? I've had 3 people reach out to me. Oh, Mike's here. Oh, good. Hey, my bosses are here. Hey, bosses.
Can you hear me? Oh no.
Oh yeah. I can hear you.
Can you hear us?
He can't hear us.
Oh, we're fucking connected to your Bluetooth, you boomer.
There we go. No, we're not, dickhead. I had to connect to my Bluetooth. Now it's working. My phone wouldn't work. I actually unconnected it from my Bluetooth. It wouldn't work.
Are you getting surgery or what?
No, I'm gonna do. I got February 9th, maybe. Injection. I'm gonna get the acid injection that's gonna alleviate it, and they're gonna give me a knee brace that shifts the pressure from the inside of the knee to the outside of the knee. He said I could do the knee surgery, but I don't want to do it in conjunction with her surgery. So he said, try this. Maybe it might buy me like 6 months to a year of back to somewhat normal, and then obviously the end all is a knee replacement.
All right, Mike. Do you want to stream the entire Super Bowl, or do you want to just stream the halftime?
I mean, I don't care.
Let's think about it.
If guys are interested, I mean, we could take a poll and see if guys are really interested in sitting there when there's not 4 people. I would do the whole thing, but we can see.
All right, we'll think about it. At least halftime show, possibly the entire game.
Yeah. While I got you here, can I set up a Discord for Anti-Hero to get that ball rolling, bosses? I need you to put your boss hat.
Yeah.
Are we still live?
Yeah.
We are? Oh, hi.
I'll tell you what.
I
You
just
guys
saw the
stay
numbers.
on. Well, you guys stay on. We'll jump off here. Remember, may or may not have an emergency broadcast tomorrow, depending on the news that comes out. But if not, we will be back at 11 a.m. Monday morning. You guys have a safe weekend.
Later, guys.
JV team for life.